What is the purpose of a path if not to guide? What is the meaning of control if not to direct? What does it mean to follow God's plan or tread on our own path? We often find ourselves at the intersection of divine will and human ambition. Do we submit to the higher authority, or do we assert our individuality? Each moment of our lives is a stitch in time, shaped by the needle of our decisions, guided by the thread of God's wisdom. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9 says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Here, we find the divine intersection of human will and God's providence. Jonah was told to go to Nineveh, but he decided to go his way to Tarshish. Jonah was running from God's plan, believing in his path. The storm, the whale's belly, were but reminders that when God has a plan, our path often converges, no matter how far we run. But why? Why do we run? Perhaps it is because we are but reflections of the divine paradox of free will and determinism. We are creators, made by the Creator, gifted with the will to choose, but governed by a plan grander than our understanding. Our struggle is not of submission, but of understanding, not of control, but of acceptance. Moses was raised in the Pharaoh's palace, standing at the peak of human grandeur. Yet, God had a different plan in the solitude of the desert. He learned to listen, not to his desires, but to the whisper of God in the burning bush. What greater power can there be than to let go of worldly control to embrace divine guidance? You may argue, but I have my dreams, my ambitions. Do I surrender them? No. You don't surrender, you align. Remember Joseph, whose dreams led him into the pit, into slavery, into the prison, before it led him to the palace. But through all his trials, what did Joseph say? "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Our path is not always comfortable, but it leads us to our destiny if we align it with God's plan. Job, a wealthy and virtuous man, had everything taken away from him by a sudden onslaught of tragedies. He was a man trapped in a storm he couldn't grasp, subjected to a plan he couldn't understand. Still, Job's faith never faltered, because he recognized the divine mystery at work. He confidently declared in Job chapter 19, verse 25, "I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth." We often think of control as an exercise of power or forceful assertion of our will. But let us reframe our understanding. Control is not about domination. It is about harmony. It's not about imposing our will. It's about aligning our will with the divine. Consider the disciples in the storm-tossed boat, frantically trying to control their situation. But it was only when they woke Jesus, submitting their control, that the storm calmed. Therein lies the paradox. We regain control when we relinquish it to God. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." This isn't a warning to give up on our plans. Instead, it's an encouragement to view our plans through the lens of God's intentions, to consider our aspirations within the greatness of God's blueprint. God's plan is not a blueprint, static and unchanging. It's a conversation, a dance between the Creator and the created. God's plan unfolds as we engage with it, shaping it with our choices, our prayers, our dreams. Our path is not separate from God's plan. It is how we travel through it. What is control then in this grand dance? It is the courage to follow where the path leads. It is the faith to listen to the whisper of God in the burning bush. It is the audacity to dream, to plan, to create, and the humility to surrender, to learn, to grow. We are not puppets in God's plan. We are partners. We are not passive recipients of fate. We are active participants in the unfolding of the divine purpose. When we understand this, we realize we do not have to choose between God's plan and our path. Our path becomes the means by which we fulfill God's plan. This is our path, our sacred journey, dear friends, not to exert dominance, but to recognize it, not to challenge God's plan, but to understand it, not to fight against our route, but to welcome it. In this journey, we evolve from being mere travelers to seekers. We become more than just followers. We become partners in creation with God. So dare to dream, dare to create, dare to walk your path. But as you do, listen. Listen to the still small voice, the whisper of God in your heart. Align your dreams with His purpose. See your plans in the light of His grand design. God's plan or your path? I say it's both. Your path is His plan. Your dreams is His design. Your control is His command. You are not a pawn, but a participant, not a spectator, but a partner in this divine dance of life. So step forward into the mystery, into the paradox, into the dance. Assert your control, not by dominating your path, but by harmonizing with God's plan. And as you do, you will discover the incredible truth. You are not merely in control, you are in concert with the divine. You are not simply following a path, you are co-creating it with God. And therein lies the true power, the true control, the harmony of God's plan and your path. In the hands of God, Your tears become the river of your transformation. Your trials become the furnace of your faith. And your pain becomes the hammer that shapes your purpose. Hold on, my friends. Hold on to your faith. For even in your suffering, God is at work. He is shaping you, molding you, preparing you for a destiny greater than your dreams, for a future brighter than your imagination. Hold on, for your morning is coming. And oh, what a glorious morning it will be.